What's up, and welcome to SGPN's The Daily Dog. I'm your host, Brent Hess. I'm here with my favorite Underdog Pick'em plays for Thursday, July 25th, 2024. If you're new to Underdog Fantasy, sign up with promo code DAILYDOG, DAILYDOG, at UnderdogFantasy.com for an up to $250 deposit match bonus, but more on that later. Let's get right into the show. And by the way, to the strong but small YouTube crowd, the guys that actually watch this show on YouTube every day, which is about... I would say like 10% of our audience, or at least based on our regular downloads. I'm wearing glasses today, so sorry for the glare. I've got a little bit of an eye issue, so I cannot wear contacts at the moment, but that is not going to slow me down from making picks. Today's show slip is a little bit different than what we have been doing lately. I'm going with a two-leg slip here for a couple of reasons. The first is that Underdog has a new promo available where you can make a streak. You can go streaking and get up to 1,000x your money. So you start off with a two-leg slip. If you get your two legs right, you can add up to 9 more legs one at a time. So you get 2 right, and then you add 1 more, and that's right. And then you add 1 more, and you add 1 more, up till 11 total picks, your first 2 plus 9 subsequent picks, and you get 1,000x return on your money. So I'm going to try this out. I'm going to try to go streaking right here with a two-leg slip, and I'm going to see what this is all about. Hopefully we get a 1,000x return. Wouldn't that be fun? That would be a great way of marketing this new promotion at Underdog, that's for sure. So I also want to just switch it up a little bit because our show slips have been extremely frustrating for, about a week and a half. We're getting CLV, which is closing line value, aka the numbers that I'm giving out on this show are better than what they close at. We're getting guys that are in plus EV spots. We're getting guys on hitting streaks, and like no matter what, I swear to God, I think I've ended like 3 or 4 7+ game hitting streaks in the last week alone, where guys have just been seeing the ball well. They're going against a mid pitcher or a pitcher that they've tore up in the past, and then all of a sudden they can't get on base anymore. So that's been frustrating. I mean, again, I'm not doubting my process. As I said, the numbers that I give out, the numbers that I find and identify on the site are better than what are available at the last minute before the game start. So that means the money is coming in on that side, which means that we're getting higher value if you're listening to the show bright and early. But, it's theoretical value. It's not real value. You don't get real value unless you win. So I'm not trying to make excuses here. I'm just telling you about my headspace. And like I said, I want to change it up, go to a two-leg slip, and let's try to go streaking here. I also considered doing flex slips for the show slip. That's kind of a more conservative approach to doing these pick'em slips. Again, I like the research I do. I like my process. We've hit show slips plenty of times in the past, so I don't want to totally give up on those 3-leg that are like 5 to 7x that are your money when they do hit. But I need a little change. I'm just getting so frustrated right now with doing what I consider very good handicapping, but not getting good results. So we're going to go with this 2-leg slip, and we are going to try to start a streak. So enough of that. Let's actually get into the picks for today's show slip. We are going to start out with a baseball game. It starts at 9:05 a.m. Pacific, 12:05 p.m. Eastern. It's a Thursday, so games are starting early for the most part. So I just wanted to make sure you're aware of this and you don't miss it. This is a pitcher combination market. I'm going to be taking Patrick Corbin and Dylan Cease to allow lower than 0.5 earned runs in the first inning in that Padres versus Nationals game. So the Padres are actually bottom third team in the league against lefties. They're really not that great against lefties. Patrick Corbin is obviously a lefty. Patrick Corbin is obviously one of the most hated on pitchers in social media land, despite him being all right this year, actually. I mean, his ERA is not that great, but his last couple starts, he's kind of had it together. And generally speaking, his starts fall apart at the end, not the beginning. I think that getting this lefty at the top of the first inning against this Padres on a getaway day is a great spot. And then on the other side, you've got the Nationals, who are very much middle of the road, about ranked number 15 in most key metrics against righties. And Dylan Cease is more than an average righty. He's one of the top righties. He's an ace for this Padres staff. And he has gone 13 consecutive innings without allowing a run. So, and that's just in his last 2 starts. So, I think that this is a good spot for him to continue that streak, make it 14 scoreless. So, I'm starting the slip off with lower than half of a run allowed by Patrick Corbin and Dylan Cease. and that is at a flat 1x multiplier, which is a bit surprising because on sportsbooks this is already juiced to the no-run first inning at like minus 130, minus 135. It'll probably get up to closer to 140 by the time this game goes off. So I'm very happy to start to slip off with this, and it's just a reminder, it is a bright and early slip today, so don't wait. Let's put these in as soon as you can. Next, we are going to go to a tennis match. We are going to be targeting that mercurial Russian Andrey Rublev, although this pick is more of a fade than support of him. I'm going to be taking him to lose higher than half of a set against Fabian Maroszan in ATP Umag on those clay courts in the Balkan region. So Rublev has been extremely up and down this year. He is, his consistency from day to day has just been all over the place. He'll look like, the legit top 10 player that he is, and then next match he'll struggle against an outside the top 100 player. Maroszan, you probably don't know much about him unless you are a tennis hardo, but he is a super, super talented 24-year-old. He's ranked number 49 in the world, but I say this, and I don't say this lightly, he literally has top 20, top 15 talent in all of men's tennis. The problem is consistency, usually with his fitness and injury issues. But right now he's healthy. He peaks, or like last year, he peaked late in the season, like in August and late July, where we are right now. So this is a good spot for Maroszan to take advantage of a higher ranked opponent who is having a bit of a down season by his standards. So Maroszan is a great server. He can move really well. He's also a pretty long rangey guy. I just think that he has a game that can really frustrate Rublev. And he also has a flashy game. He hits some crazy trick shot, or what looks like trick shots to the average person like you or me, pretty routinely. So he'll be getting some balls that Rublev doesn't think he'll be able to get to, and I really think that he can break Rublev down and win at least one set here. And to be honest, I don't hate the idea of Rublev losing this match entirely. Maroszan is about 2-1 plus 200 in sports books. So if you are more inclined to bet sports as opposed to play pick'ems, I don't think Maroszan is a bad spot at all. That said, this two-leg slip that is going to start our streak right here is Patrick Corbin and Dylan Cease lower than 0.5 first inning runs allowed, paired with Andrey Rublev to lose higher than 0.5 sets against Fabian Maroszan. That is a 2.7x multiplier. It's not flashy. It's not going to get a ton of clicks on Twitter, but hey, money is money. That's about plus 170 in sports betting terms. Let's get a win here. Let's book the win here, and let's get this streak started heading into the weekend. Next, before I get on to the Daily Dong, I'm just going to remind you to sign up for Underdog Fantasy with promo code DailyDog, DAILYDOG, one word. If you're new to Underdog, you get a 50% deposit match bonus worth up to $250. That $250 comes in bonus cash that you have to roll over one time on Underdog. It's so, you can't just deposit, get the bonus, and then withdraw that extra $250. That would be a little bit crazy on Underdog's part. But I think that it's definitely worthwhile, especially when they're running as many promos as they are. Like right now, for Olympic basketball, they've got higher than half a point for LeBron James, higher than half a point for Nikola Jokic. They're also rolling out promos for week 1 of the NFL. So if you want to type some money for a couple weeks, that is a great place to get extreme value. I really think that you should take advantage of the Daily Dog promo code. If you do sign up with the Daily Dog promo code, take a screenshot of it, try to record it, send it to me on Twitter at Britton Hess, and maybe I'll give you something. Let's see what we can do. Let's see if we can get the signups going. Then let's go to the Daily Dong, which is obviously the most fun part of the day. I love rooting for home runs. We had one of our home run guys go yard today, which was Vladimir Guerrero. Unfortunately, the rest of the guys on the slip did not. Aaron Judge is still kind of, he's a little bit of slumping, I guess you would say. I mean, he's getting walked a ton, which isn't really his fault, but he had some bad at-bats against the Mets on Wednesday, and, that was coming off of a Tuesday where he got walked 4 times against the Mets. So I'm just going to wait and see a little bit on Aaron Judge in the upcoming days. The Yankees aren't playing today anyway, but I think that, he needs to recenter a little bit, and we'll see what kind of matchups he can get. That said, there is a guy that I do want to put back on the dong slip. He's been on the dong slip twice, and I'm pretty sure every day that he's been on the dong slip, he hasn't hit a home run and then hit a home run the next day, and that is George Springer of the Blue Jays. He's facing Taj Bradley of the Rays. Springer's done it versus Bradley twice before. Springer is hitting the ball extremely well right now. He is top 15 in MLB in July slugging percentage, top 15 in July home runs. So I think that a guy like Taj Bradley, who has these games where he kind of falls off a cliff every once in a while and gets beat up all around the yard, I think Springer is a guy who's seeing it really well. So if things go south for Bradley, I definitely expect George Springer to be the one who is applying that pressure. Next, I'm going to be fading a pitcher for the Marlins in Rodri Munoz by taking Gunnar Henderson to have higher than half a home run in that game against the Marlins. So, I mean, Henderson's gone back-to-back games without a hit. You know, I don't think that he is done. I don't think he's washed. He's like 22 years old. He's a young, fiery player. He's going to be swinging hard, and he's going to be trying to get the ball out of the park and try to wash that sour taste out of his mouth. So I'm happy to put Gunnar in here, and Munoz has had some issues with home runs. He's allowed 15 home runs in 10 starts this year. So there's going to be some home runs hit by the Orioles in this matchup, and I'm thinking Gunnar can do it. Let's do it in the first inning, Gunnar. Let's not make it a sweat. Lastly, we're going to Brent Rooker of the Athletics. I was talking about how good Springer has been in July. Brent Rooker is number 3 in MLB in slugging, number 3 in home runs and slugging in July. He's facing a young pitcher in what's his first name? Something Rosenberg out of the Angels, who's got 2 starts so far. His first start, he allowed 2 home runs, and his most recent start was actually at Oakland. He went 4 scoreless innings there. But I think a guy like Rooker getting another shot at this guy, getting more tape on this young pitcher for the Angels is a good spot. So Brent Rooker is a stud. He might be on another team soon. If he gets dealt before the deadline, he might be making another team very happy soon. I'm just happy to have Rooker on this slip. He's, kind of one of my favorite low-key players in the league. When I say low-key players, it's a guy that you're not going to see on SportsCenter every day, or a guy that's going to be on the MLB promo videos. You could also make a case for Lawrence Butler, the teammate of Brent Rooker, who Lawrence Butler's number 1 in Major League Baseball in July slugging. The problem is that I put Lawrence Butler on a show slip once about a week and a half ago, because I was like, oh my God, this guy's trending up. He's doing so good right now. And he didn't get a hit. And then since then, I'm pretty sure he's on like an 8-game hitting streak. So I don't want to cool off Lawrence Butler while he's having this meteoric rise. So he's not going to be on the slip. The Dong Squad slip is George Springer, Gunnar Henderson, and Brent Rooker. If this goes 3 for 3, it's a 73.82x return on your money. If it goes 2 for 3, it's 14.06x. So we're getting tons of value here. I love the spots for all 3 of these guys. And before we get out of here, I'll remind you what the show slip is. It's a 2-pick slip on Underdog. We're going to try to go streaking with this. It is going to be Patrick Corbin and Dylan Cease lower than 0.5 earned runs allowed in the first inning. And in tennis, ATP Umag, Andrey Rublev, higher than 0.5 sets lost. So I'm expecting Rublev to lose at least 1 set against Fabian Maroszan. These matches and these show slips all start at 9 a.m. today. So make sure you do not wait and get this stuff in. It's a Thursday. Stuff is starting early. I didn't love the tennis situation in Atlanta, so I had to kind of sneak Rublev in early in the day. Thank you guys very much, and let's make some money.